We last left you with the record evidence beyond a reasonable doubt, the alleged conspiring in criminality, the act together with the guilty mind, the deleting of our December 11th, 2025 and February 6, 2026 legally binding documents alleging the unauthorized practice of law by all of the attorneys involved in the case, including lead prosecuting attorney Alexander A. Solomon, who also prosecuted Meng Wanzhou in 2018 and now prosecuting China-born Linda Swen. In today's docuseries, we are revisiting the lack of response or insufficient response in the content of the email's attachment from Senior Court Analyst Monique R. Hudson on behalf of the Supreme Court Appellate Division, State of New York Attorney Grievance Committee on December 23, 2025. The attachment on December 23, 2025 from Senior Court Analyst Monique R. Hudson on behalf of the Supreme Court Appellate Division, State of New York Attorney Grievance Committee is a correspondence dating December 22, 2025 by George Dopico, Chief Attorney of the Attorney Grievance Committee. Chief Attorney George Dopico, on behalf of the Supreme Court Appellate Division, State of New York, and the Attorney Grievance Committee and its chair and vice chairpersons, acknowledges reviewing our complaint, our legally binding document alleging the unauthorized practice of law by all of the attorneys, including lead prosecuting attorney Alexander A. Solomon, in the case United States versus defendant Linda Swen. He asserts, quote, we, end quote, referring to the Supreme Court Appellate Division, State of New York, and the Attorney Grievance Committee chairpersons, Tina Wells and Milton Williams, and vice chairpersons, Catherine Christian and Devika Kewalramani, quote, are unable to assist you with this matter because the complaint does not allege a violation of the disciplinary rules governing lawyers, end quote. Firstly, if there are no allegations of the violation of the disciplinary rules governing lawyers, why would George Dopico reference docket numbers regarding the Attorney General, Letitia A. James, and Linda Swen's defense attorneys in his correspondence dating December the 22nd of 2025? Chief Attorney George Dopico, or the agents thereof, created the docket numbers because, beyond a reasonable doubt, our legally binding documents are alleging the unauthorized practice of law by the Attorney General, Letitia A. James, the Manhattan District Attorney, Alvin L. Bragg, and all of the attorneys involved in the case, United States versus China-born Linda Swen. Secondly, when the committee opens an inquiry for investigating an attorney allegedly in violation of the disciplinary rules governing lawyers, the committee is constitutionally required to inform the attorney of the alleged violations, giving the attorney due process or the right to be heard for rebutting the allegations. Therefore, the New York State Attorney General, Letitia A. James, and Linda Swen's defense attorneys are implicated in the alleged conspiring together with the Supreme Court Appellate Division, State of New York, and the Attorney Grievance Committee for the depriving of the constitutionally protected equal protection of the law against defendant China-born Linda Swen and others, as set forth in our legally binding document on December the 11th of 2025. The insufficient response in the correspondence dating December 22nd, 2025 by George Dopico is evidence of either incompetence, negligence, or conspiring in criminality for the depriving of China-born Linda Swen's and others constitutional protections of equal protection of the law. We are convinced that our legally binding documents to Linda Swen's defense attorneys, the Supreme Court Appellate Division, State of New York, and the Attorney Grievance Committee has dismantled the court's jurisdiction to hear and decide the matter. United States versus China-born defendant Linda Swin. For now, I'm Men-Sik Kong, Chinese name Kong Mengxiang. Thanks for listening in. Until next time, peace.